And it was one of his biggest regrets in business was that he let this guy go out the door. And it was an issue over, like, money. You know, it was an issue over, like, he got a better offer somewhere else. And when you find key people, you want to keep them. You want to find a way to incentivize them. You want to find a way that, like, you know, not to make their jobs as cush as possible, but to make their jobs the least amount of BS as possible, if possible. One thing that I've had a lot of success with, and I had a guy who was sort of kind of the mentor at one point, was doing, that I've since kind of copied, is he used a lot of subcontractors. And I was like, hey man, why wouldn't you just do this in-house if you had the guys on staff? And he's like, dude, once you have a staff and you got to manage that stuff, he's like, trust me, like when you sub, it's great. Plus, they send me a ton of referrals. So he was using a lot of subcontractors. The other thing that I've seen, yeah, subs are great. The other thing that I've seen just recently is Ricky and I, because Ricky's the guy that pushed me into these mulcher things. I was kind of headed that way anyway, but then he was just like, yep, we're going, let's do this. Is collaboration with other companies on larger projects. So we're like somewhere in Florida right now. I don't really know like where exactly we are. I just know we're 3 hours away from my house, but we're on a 2-day project, and we did a hotel last night, and it's like a $5,000 project. It's just mowing. I'll show you guys this project. Basically, you can see where like we haven't gotten to like on that side, but like everything here we like got done yesterday. So it's kind of sweet. These ditches though, like we're not getting in there. Vero, there it is. So lucky I was wrong the other night. You're right, we're in Vero. But Ricky sold this job. He sold this job, called me in on it. We have a day rate to go for each other's job. But the collaboration with another company has been something where I've had most of my successes in business, but I had a lot of success with my first company when these fertilizer guys stopped me one day and they hand me their cards and they're like, hey man, how many lawns are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm doing like 50 lawns. Like, yeah, dude, like, what do you do? Who's your FERT guy? And I'm like, oh, I don't have a FERT guy. They're like, dude, you have to have a FERT guy. Everybody has a FERT guy. And I'm like, no. And that day they sent me like 3 referrals, and I was like, oh, I see how this works. And they became my FERT guys.